Hi guys, it's me, Tsalagi. I just wanted to read to you this article that I found, and it's regarding Burning Man. And I know this isn't like top-notch news or anything, but it's just something that I've been concerned about for the last few years, just as this festival really has ramped up, and there's many reasons why I have an issue with it, and this is one of them. So, as the article reads, Burning Man Festival sparks outrage after troubling video surfaces from desert. Isn't that completely against the whole idea? So, a video of a private jet landing at Burning Man has left many people upset, saying it betrays the spirit of what made the festival popular. The video, posted by TikToker Ivory Ringlord, shows what a speaker says is the first private plane to arrive at this year's festival, which took place from August 24th to September 1st in Nevada's Black Rock Desert. So here's the video, I think.
From Burning Man, the first private jet has arrived on the playa. Due to guest privacy, I cannot show you who it is. You can probably guess, but it's beginning.
So there's the jet. I thought they were actually going to talk about how it destroys the playa and creates a dust bowl situation when they leave. And it's because they're breaking the topsoil, which creates a haboob, a big dust storm, a massive dust storm, which is not good for our lungs, right? So and we don't know what kind of ancient, because it's basically the basin of an ancient inland ocean, so there's some really old particles down there that we don't really know what it is, and they're getting trench foot and everything else when they're out there. So the private jet in Burning Man, one commenter asks, isn't that completely against the whole idea of what Burning Man is about? Well, technically, no, because they take a bunch of stuff out there and they create their own pollution. They're basically burning trash. And, when they're making all those floats, they're not just using wood, they're using plastic, glue, paint, metal, whatever else. Every single textile that you can think of, they're using it for their art pieces. And then they burn it. It's all up in smoke. And there's probably light bulbs and LED lights and just tons of different things that make the float operate properly, and then they burn it. I don't know if everybody burns their floats, but it makes sense that they burn it, because I don't see people lugging floats out of there. They're just leaving with just themselves and their RV and their cars. You never see them bringing their artwork back home with them. So where does it go? Well, they burn it. It would seem, so we're asking the question, doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of Burning Man to have a jet landing there? And there's a lot of rich people that go there. So it says, it would seem that way looking at the festival's principles. Festival co-founder Larry Harvey wrote 10 principles that, according to the Burning Man website, act as a reflection of the community's ethos. One of those is leaving no trace, which states the Burning Man community is committed to respecting the environment and leaving places in a better state than they were found. Ha 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 ha, yeah, right. Real funny. This is a joke. Leaving no trace is not just about the playa, it's our ethic about the whole planet. The website says, burners are environmentalists. It's just our nature. It's just their nature, guys. Okay, cool. Now we know. Now you know. Private planes, however, seem to contradict that guiding principle. Aviation accounts for more than 2% of global pollution, and although private jets make up a small percentage of all flights, each one of those trips has a big environmental impact. Studies show that per passenger, private flights produce up to 14 times more pollution than commercial flights. And in the past 5 years, carbon pollution from private planes increased by 46%. Should the government ban gas-powered lawn equipment? Absolutely not yet. Only for commercial use. Nope. Oh, that's not part of the article. I thought it was part of the article. This isn't the first environmental controversy to surround Burning Man. In 2003, the Seven Circles organization blockaded the road leading into the festival, accusing it of greenwashing and failing to live up to its commitment to reduce carbon pollution. Excuse me. Many commenters were outraged at the sight of a private jet at Burning Man, with some going so far as to say that, in their minds, it marks the end of Burning Man. Yeah, basically, it's no longer what it was intended to be at this point. And you can see, like, there's so much materialism that goes into it just for them to be wallowing out in the pig pen. That's the way I see it. They're all out in the pig pen, and of course in the Bible it talks about you don't want to be that person going back to the pig pen, and it says that the pigs, they love their pig pen so much they'll eat up their own slop, like their own vomit, which is disgusting, but that's that's a reality. And so I guess I'm comparing these people to the likes of a pig, because what are they doing? They're out there in the swaller and doing things that we're not supposed to do. Like, this is what animals do. But one thing animals don't do is they don't leave a freaking jet out in the middle of the desert to just trash away, and eventually they have to take it apart or whatever. I don't know if it's a running jet. They did once have like a full-on airliner, a commercial airliner out there, and it didn't run. They just put it out there. It was like a party plane, like that was, where they would go and party. But they had to take it apart piece by piece to remove it from that area. And it's just kind of ridiculous how they set up the city and then they tear it all back down. I'm not judging for that reason. I'm just saying, like, that's a lot of work. And at the end of that festival, ain't nobody want to tear apart an airplane. Nobody. Like, if I used to go to Sundance, and the last day when we're packing up, nobody wants to do anything. Everybody's tired. We're ready to go home. So it's a lot. So the rest of this article says there's no offsetting flying in on a private jet. One commenter wrote, "There's no offsetting the damage done by holding it in the middle of a desert with no infrastructure. Any event has a footprint, but that doesn't mean you need to make it an enormous footprint." So yeah, that makes sense. I totally agree with the person who wrote the article, or whoever commented right there. And so right here you can sort of see how it breaks apart the topsoil. And it's not like I really care, because there's nobody living here like full time. So the only thing I really care about is that what they do creates a dust bowl. That's exactly what creates it, is breaking the topsoil. And for what? It's a desert. There's nothing ever going to grow there that's gonna stop the effect of the dust bowl. So yeah, and They flying jets over into Burning Man. Perhaps it was to hurry up and get the person who murdered the guy out of there as quick as possible. Maybe. Who knows? But that's becoming a pretty usual thing at Burning Man too, is that someone always dies. And I know that doesn't seem very shocking because there's a lot of people on drugs out there, but this guy had his throat slashed, so that has nothing to do with doing drugs. Well, maybe whoever did it was probably on something. But yeah, this festival is we could do without it. None of us necessarily need it. I would say it's much more worse at blowing off steam, if that's why they're all going out there to unwind and blow off some steam or whatever from the work week, whatever, the same reasons people go to bars, I guess. These people are out there, in my opinion, working harder than they work all year long at their jobs in just 1 or 2 days. Why would you want to be? That was something, that I always couldn't understand about, just, I guess, camping. I love camping, but at some point, when you're bringing all this stuff, it's more work than it's worth. And this Burning Man festival is 10, 20 times worse than your worst camping trip every single time. And they pay big money to go out there and basically suffer. So I know it looks like they're having some fun. They have a little bit of fun. But when the party's over, guess what? You're stuck with yourself. And I know that feeling. It's the same feeling that you get the next day when you wake up after the bar or the club. And that's a horrible feeling, to feel like, wow, what did I really accomplish? And you might have even caused more drama and chaos in your own life. So I don't know, that's how I see Burning Man, is they think they're having fun, but it's really just a big pig pen, and they're wallowing in the slop. That's how I see it. I'm sorry, maybe I'm a little bit narrow-minded, but I'll keep my narrow mind as long as I can stay on the straight path, the path that leads to happiness, salvation, redemption, all of those things. That's what leads to happiness, guys, is honoring God, not whatever these people are doing out here in Burning Man, burning the wicker man, which is symbolic for human sacrifice. Yeah, that's not happiness. I hate to tell you, but that's not happiness. So, with that said, and no further ado, I will let you guys go. And I hope you comment down below if you have anything to say about this here festival that swears that they are so eco-friendly. I beg to differ. There's a lot of pollution going on in this little area, in a little concentrated spot once a year. So it's probably nothing compared to the stuff that's going on in Louisiana or Palestine, Ohio. This is nothing compared to that, but it's just the whole point of really, these people need to stop riding the coattails of eco-friendly fantasies, because that's not what they're doing out here. Their lifestyle has nothing to do with loving the planet, helping the planet, or supporting the planet. None of it has anything to do with that. So, with that said, I will let you guys go and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.